What?
All right,
Do we exit here then? I'm gonna exit Google Meet.
all right, sounds good. What's up?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. We got to figure out how we get questions. Do you know how to view questions here? Like, is there a way?
Yeah, I think I'm looking at it right now. I can create a poll. I can view some questions. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see that we can like watch. We can even watch videos together, which is interesting.
Cool.
And there's a
Well,
way to, oh, there is a way to share your screen. So this is perfect,
welcome to 2022, baby.
right? I see that there's two people here. How can I check who's viewing? This is cool because I want to make sure that whoever's here, we can tailor things to them. I think I can pull up the stream or something on my phone.
Cool.
I
So
mean, on
hey,
my
so hey, if you're watching this right now, go ahead and drop your name and where you're from, and maybe even your cleaning company, because we're going to talk about um, just cold calling in general, but really cold calling in the commercial cleaning realm, because that's what we do and that's what we know. So let us get set up here. Angel, I'll let you pull up that stream. I'll pull up my stream. But yeah, if you're listening right now, go ahead and drop your name, drop any questions. And oh, we got one here. Viewers can type. Our boy Kevin's watching. Love it.
yeah, correct, Kevin. Love
Love
it.
it. Um,
Yeah, so we just wanted to jump in here, guys, and talk about cold calling. I know we were looking at one of the comments, and a lot of people wanted to learn how do I even approach businesses, right? So let's answer a few of the questions. I mean, do we just dive into it or what?
let's just dive into it, man.
Perfect.
Let's start with Angel. Since you kind of manage a lot of our outreach at Deepwater, what where would you start just from like getting a contact's information? Like take us through the setup. Like a lot of people don't even know. Like, do I just literally look at Google and call? Do I get a spreadsheet? Do I get a CRM? I know it sounds crazy, but if you're starting day one or you've never done this before, like where do you just start from a logistics standpoint?
So from a logistics standpoint, I guess it would depend. Um, so here's what I would say. I'm gonna close mine because then I keep staring over here at myself or something. So yeah, so just let us know if any comments come through. Kevin, if you see anybody comment or anything, feel free to Slack us or something if we can't see it or we don't get to it. But so that all depends. That's a loaded question, right? Because I would always recommend databases. I'll always recommend CRMs. I'll always recommend systems. I'll always recommend that stuff. But it depends at what point of your business you're at, right? With that said, I think sometimes we forget that a lot of free stuff out there nowadays that you don't even need to do any of it. Does that make sense? And so what I mean by that is the first way I would start, let's say, well, let's pick a size of a commercial cleaner, or let's fix, am I new to this cold calling? Let's put a scenario because then we're gonna be talking way too broad. So let's pick a specific scenario. Am I a cleaner that has never cold call or has tried it, doesn't like it? How big I am? How big am I? Let's build this out so that people have a scenario to build off of.
Okay, awesome. So let's start with scenario one. Um, Commercial cleaning company. I have a few clients. Got them from referral. I made the jump from residential to commercial. I've never cold called before, but I'm looking to pick up 5 clients this year. And I'm just going to start with the phones. And
I like it.
I'm not
I like
afraid.
it. So first, okay, so first in let's start here. Let's start with what is a cold call? What's the purpose of cold calling? And then how do I even go about cold calling? Right? So first things first. If I've never cold called, what I'm gonna go look for is what I would consider you can call it low hanging fruit or relatability. So what you do is I need to figure out where are my clients. So because you only have a handful, right? Let's say you only have 6 or 7 like cleaning contracts, right? You work wherever that cleaning contract is,
Hmm.
and you can either work around it or you can pick an industry. My advice is work around it if you're new, because then logistically, if you earn a contract around the area, then you don't need to actually like logistically you don't have to get crazy with it, right? I think a lot of the questions that you need to ask yourself is what's the easiest route that I have? Where can I play? right? Where's the low-hanging fruit? Go after it. First things first. If you're just trying to go for it and get your reps in. The second part is where do I want to play? So again, I would map out your clients, right? And then I would work 2 to 3 blocks down and work in, right? East, west, south, north. Pick the businesses, look at the businesses that are around there, because then what that's gonna do for you is you can start using lines in the cleaning like I'm in the area because you're technically in the area when you clean your contract. You can also use social proofing of the person that or the business that you already work with, which will only build trust when you do the cold call. So the first question you have to answer it is where do I want to hunt? And I think that would be a great start just to cold call because it'll make the cold call less pushback when you can say yes, I work with X law office right next to you guys. Are you guys familiar with them? Yeah, we're familiar with them. Cool. We're their commercial cleaning partner, right? That makes a cold call much easier that way. So I would say start there. Map out around your current clients. Pick up the phone. Use your clients as a way of social proofing, and then you can use the line. I'll be in the area every Tuesday, and I'm just trying to figure out if I could stop by for coffee for you. Like now you can make it relationship based, right? So that's probably where I would start to map it out.
I think that's a good start. Would you say there's something to, let's say you saw some success, you made your first 100 dials, and just by chance, you got two auto body shops engaged. Is there something to maybe like niching up your approach from an actual like business standpoint? Like, hey, we
We
work with
can.
someone
I mean,
auto body
again,
shop for
the
education.
yes, I mean we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know until they try it, right? But the beautiful part is there's success in both. You can work around your current clients. You can pick a specific industry. You can pick a specific job title. You can pick. You can go vertically, horizontally. So like basically, there's way too many businesses. There's no right one strategy. But the beautiful part is if I only go after manufacturing plants, then my cold call gets stronger every time, assuming that you actually understand what the plant manager and the facility managers actually go through when it comes down to these industries. So let's go into what's a cold call, right? Like what's the point? Because now we're going into it, right? Because then they're probably thinking, well, how do I become an expert at facility managers in a manufacturing plant or in a doctor's office or whatever if I don't like, how do I even learn from them? Well, then there you go. Welcome to cold calling. Contrary to like popular belief where like cold calling is just to book an appointment, right? Get a sale. You got to remember, especially as a young company or not as profitable, for example, running ads and doing marketing can get really expensive really quickly with
Mm-hmm.
not as much conversion if you're not fully set, right? So cold calling does three things for you. One, it allows you to bootstrap stuff because we all have a cell phone number and I can just literally type on Google right now, manufacturing plants in, enter my location, and I can literally call the office. How much did it cost me? Nothing revenue wise, nothing money wise. The only thing it cost is effort and time, right? But that's more an investment that you're making, not really a cost. Makes sense? So, what's the purpose of a call? One, it saves you money long term for the business. Two, you get to actually learn, right? It's a data and an insight gathering tool for you. Like imagine you literally at your fingertips can talk to 100 facility managers in one
Right.
month.
Right.
What do you think you would get out of that? How much do
Yeah.
you think you would learn that then you can use that to create your email copy, to create your wording on your website because you know exactly what they're looking for, right?
So
But again, you're not cold calling just to book an appointment.
it sounds like you're saying don't just focus on the result, but focus on the process. And I love, you're the one that brought this to my attention a while back, but data gather on these calls. If you're having 50 calls in a week, and you're speaking with property managers and you hear a common theme come up or a common objection or a common problem, to data gather. So it sounds like you're saying, yes, the result's important, a walkthrough, but really focus on the process.
100%. Because again, what if you don't get the walkthrough? What does it mean? You could have caught them at a wrong time. You could have. There's so many factors that are uncontrollable to us. But if I'm able to message that or email that facility manager later and stuck specific to their pain point, That's different. Does that make sense? Like when you talk to a hotel versus when you talk to a manufacturing versus when you talk to a commercial property manager versus when you talk to apartments, like having gathering data, turning that into insights, right? Like insight. Now you're teaching these facility managers or people that you're cold calling something that they don't know. And what do you think people pay you for? Right? People pay us, and by us, I mean like if I put myself in a commercial cleaner, they'll give you an appointment if you're able to give me something of value or tell me something that I don't know already, which is why part of, and we won't get into the walkthrough, is identifying those gaps, right? Because then you're educating them on things that they're not familiar with. So I love cold calling because again, it saves time, it saves money, or it doesn't let you spend money. That's the first part. Two, you get really greedy. Three, you turn data into insights. And then four, dude, it's one of the best branding plays that you can have, but people don't see it that way.
No way. Yeah,
Like literally, if I dial 1,000 people this month and I keep name dropping a ex commercial cleaner, I get some emails and then I'm able to hit them up again. I just put my logo, my name, and my presence in them 3 times before they even search anything about the commercial cleaner.
you planted the
Which is
seed.
why that's about digital equity. Yeah, mind equity, baby. I
Good.
will live in your brain,
100%.
right? That's the point.
So, scenario one, small cleaner, first time cold calling. I like the, hey, I'm going to be in your area next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Do you have time for me to stop by? I want to talk, and I love this talk. And you've made a lot of different dials. I've made a lot of different dials. You and I cold call very differently. Our team cold calls differently. We've tried different scripts. I just want to touch on real fast opening lines. This is a big thing. Opening lines like on a cold call, like what are some of Angel's do's and don'ts? And I'll give you some of mine, but I'm curious to
Well,
hear.
let's start with yours. Let's start with yours because you brought this one up, so I want to
Okay,
see these because I'm
cool.
I'm excited to hear these. I mean, not that
So
we don't share them, but still.
so one of my favorite things, like one of my, I guess I'll start with one of my don'ts, is I actually don't like introducing myself with company name right off the bat. Personally, I just think like that can come across immediately as a sales call. So that's kind of a don't for me.
You know,
Um,
it'd be cool. Why don't we do this? It'll be a cool activity. You go ahead, don't, and then I'll say if I agree, disagree, and why, and then we go to the
okay.
next one, and then do that way people can be like, well, maybe he thinks different.
O-
I would agree with that though.
Okay. Cool. So
And
then
and
one,
I like yours though. You say you don't because it comes out salesy. Is that basically like
it can come across as like I don't even like the word salesy, but yeah, as a potential cold call.
okay? So you don't like it because it comes out as a cold call. I don't like it because no one gives a fuck. I'm sorry. Oh shit, I forget we
No,
do
you're
that.
good.
I
You're
get
good.
excited and
This is
because no
profitable
one.
cleaner, baby.
Yeah, because no one gives
Right.
a fuck. And what I mean by that is a cold call isn't about me and my
Yeah.
product. It's about them. So when you automatically say I'm James with Day Porter, I'm blank with commercial cleaning, it's
No one
like,
cares.
and
Yeah.
I give a fuck why, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's I love it.
I agree with that too. So one of my do's though is how can you put the person on the other line in a servant mentality? And if you think about it, when you typically cold call, you're mostly getting a gatekeeper. And we have to think, what is a gatekeeper? It's a person that's in an administrative role, mostly an assistant of some sort, and their job is literally to help all the time. It's to help the owner, help the CEO, to assist. So they're already used to kind of a servant mentality. So if you pick up the phone, Angel, I say, hey, this is Angel with so and so car dealership. I'd say, hey, Angel, my name's James. I'm wondering if you could help me real fast. And then I
Yep.
shut the hell up. And then I literally I'm quiet because then they're forced to say, no, I don't want to help you, or
Oh my
okay,
god.
or yeah, I can help you. And then you have to go in with like kind of your ask or your script or kind of have your message formulated. So one of my do's is ask for help right off the bat. A
I
lot of
like it.
people,
I like how you worded it though. Put them in a servant mentality. I
yeah,
love that. Love that. Ask for help, but to put them in a state, right? So when they answer but this is where people don't remember. When they answer a call, you get in a certain state, right? And the state is an emotion, a thought, like how you feel. So if they're like, oh shit, here comes a cold call, their state automatically goes into negative state. Defend, defend,
Exactly.
defend.
Exactly.
So your question is, how do we use them properly? But most importantly, like instead of just because how many people do you think tell gatekeepers what to do? A lot of people, and they just take it a lot of the time. What if you're
Yeah.
the person that doesn't tell her what to do, but rather put her in a position of servitude and empowerment where they feel like he doesn't know what to do, but that's exactly why he or she has me on the line.
Yes.
I will be the one that fixes this for him. That's a different mentality than being told what to do, which again, you got to remember, they probably take that in every time.
Yeah. Exactly. One of my other don'ts is don't get into the nitty gritty of your services on a cold call. There's, I mean, I've been guilty of this, just frankly speaking. I've sold a ton of marketing services in my day, and I'd be like, well, we do website development and read blah, blah, blah. No one cares. Like kind of what you said earlier. So, like, I'm a big, like, don't product or service pitch on a cold call. Always really sell the follow up or sell the meeting or push it to the next step. The cold call should just literally be a stepping stone for the start of a potential sale. So that one of my don't product pitch.
Yeah, no, I would agree. And the only reason the what I agree going into like sale, like the reason you don't do that is because again, another point of the cold call is qualify. How do we know that this person's actually qualified? And not this person as in like I put myself in a higher pedestal because I think a lot of people when they think qualifying, they think, well, no, you have to sell to me. Like, why are you meant for me? And it's like, no, chill out. We're all qualifying each other because we want this to be a good business partnership.
Yeah,
So
well
like
said.
you can't just product pitch if you don't know what they're going through, you don't know what their situation is, are they in contract, do they work with a so it's data again, gather that data, turn it into insight, turn it into opportunity, and then turn it into a relationship, right? Then when the relationship's built, then we do the walkthrough, then we do this. So I would 100% agree with you on that one. I'll throw one at you.
Okay.
Here's a don't, because we were talking about opening lines. I'm gonna share a do and don't. Let's start with the don't. Don't ever say how are you. Piss me off. If you're hearing this and you do that, don't. Why? Because we're pre-programmed. So you got to remember our brain thinks a specific way. We're pre-programmed to say, "How are you?" when a telemarketer hits you, so your brain automatically blocks it, and you officially need to climb a really big mountain,
Hmm.
right? And that's not how a client calls. A thing that a cold call needs to sound to a gatekeeper like how a client would call them. And a
Yeah.
client goes straight and asks for the number or asks for the person because he knows these people. One. So like if I were to open it, I'm like you answer, right? So you're the gatekeeper. So ring ring.
This is a hello. This is James's Dental.
Yeah, we'll go James's dental. Hey, with facilities, please.
Excuse me.
Yeah, could you transfer me to your facilities manager?
Uh, yeah. Who's calling?
Yeah, this is Angel over at blank.
Yeah. Yeah. No problem. Just a minute.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
see like again, that one I just go I like it cuz like but cuz I don't have to give her much. That's
Yeah.
fine. And if she
I.
said, what is this regarding?" I just had a couple questions. Again, I'm
Hmm,
calling over from blank commercial cleaning.
yeah. Be curious. I like
And
that.
then if they're still giving you pushback, like they don't want to, like they're like, well, yeah, but what is it regarding? Yeah, this is where I played to their ego. Well, actually, before you transfer me, you might be the right person to talk to then. Question. Do you
Yeah.
happen to know if you guys already have a cleaner? Yeah, we do. Got it. And do you know how they go about, how they went about doing the walkthrough initially, or like what their current frequency is? And so I'm qualifying the lead through the gatekeeper, and I'm making her feel useful. So that way, next time I call, right? I'm like, hey, dude, I spoke to James. If I get to the decision maker, I'm like, dude, I spoke to James or the secretary or whatever at James's Dental. She was telling me that you guys have a cleaner about 5 times a week. You guys are
Yeah.
probably in contract, but she doesn't know the times that they go in, or she doesn't really know them. So I know we pride ourselves in relationships. Quick question for you. And then now the script that now I'm not even like he has no clue who I am right now, but I know more about what just went down in his business than he does. Now I'm officially valuable to the decision maker. right?
Yeah.
So, but again, back to the don't, because we could do a clinic on cold calling. But back to the don't ever say how are you, because that blocks them, because they don't want to. Say how you been if you have to.
Huh. How you been?
I
That's
and dude, I'll send you example of calls people feel like they know me even though they don't know who the hell I am, right? Especially with my tonality. So like if you were to answer, let's do it again. We'll be whatever dental or dealership or whatever.
this is Greg's dealership. This is James.
Yo, James, Angel, how you been, man?
Uh, I'm good. What's up? Who is this?
Yeah, see, like your brain automatically, if I say, how are you? You'll be like, cold call. How you been? Like, I'm gonna get all technical, neurotransmitters. I'm just kidding. Like, your connections are like,
Real.
oh shit, they didn't say, how are you? Oh, no, 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 no. So you just buy yourself 5 seconds, right? Now they're going, shit, how do I know this person? He just said, how you been? How the hell do I know this person? And then by the time they're like, wait, who is this? I'm already like 15 seconds into the call. And the point of a call, once you're in here, you control the call by asking questions so that you can keep buying yourself more 5 seconds until it turns into an 8-minute call, right? If you book an appointment less than 2 minutes, it won't hold. So you have to be like 5 to 8 minutes because you didn't qualify properly if you did. So yeah, like buy yourself those seconds. How you been? You were like, good, good. Yeah, no, I'm doing good. What's up? Yeah, wait, who's this? Like, here, their brain just gets like in between, and I'm like, dude, it's Angel over at the A Porter, bro. Hey, just had a quick question for you. Mind if if you could help me out real quick? Yeah, sure, shoot. Or sure, what's up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. So, right, like, boom,
I feel prompted to want to give you an answer that's not go away.
a hundred
Uh,
percent. And once you
right.
get those yes or no questions, like, yeah, I can help you out real quick. Sure, what's up? Who's this? Yeah, I've been good, right? All you gotta do is, dude, I just wanted to know real quick. And then boom, I would totally tell you guys our script. Sure, we could tell them our script, or if you watch this and you want to know how we cold call, let us know and we'll help you, or we'll help you create your own script, right? Because the scripts have to do with what your strengths are. So
Yeah.
if anybody's watching this and you're a commercial cleaner, you don't know how to cold call, and you want to do a little cold calling master class, if we can get, can we get like a little link or something and they sign up? And if we get X amount of cleaners, we'll actually do a free cold calling master class and help
Yeah.
people build their scripts live right there. How do we do it?
Here, what I'll do is give me like
Comment
5.
below or what?
Give me, yeah, comment below if you made it this far into the video and you want us to help you craft a cold call script for your company, no
And
charge,
do
no,
a cold calling master class.
and do a cold call masterclass. Just comment below and say
Let's
interested
let's
or
let's cold call saying ice. Cold call ice.
cold call
Ice
ice.
with a
Okay?
ice.
The
Cold
ice
ice,
masterclass.
baby.
All right.
Oh
So
yeah.
comment below ice baby. Put a link to vanilla
Ice
ice.
ice, baby. I like it. If we can get 20 let's say 15. If I can get 15 cleaners, different cleaners, you can't send your own reps. Well, maybe that's a. If you get 15 cleaners to comment ice, baby, under this, we'll do a free masterclass for everybody. And whoever attends that masterclass, I will personally help you build your scripts out for cold calling.
Yes. Okay. Cool. I love it. I absolutely
So,
love that.
so we can go into a lot of depth here, but again, just if you don't take anything away from this, guys, take one thing out of it. Cold calling can do four things for you, and that's just book appointments. Book appointments for sure, right? Like that's one of them. Data gather so that you can actually become an industry expert, so that the call that you make the next time, you're actually the expert on the phone. The third one, it can warm up a really big opportunity, but by gathering information from the gatekeeper so that when you call the decision maker, you know more about what's going on in his floor than he knows. And then the fourth one that no one talks about is that is the one of the first impressions, and it takes 7 impressions to make up a bad first impression. So don't cold call as a bad caller. It is a 1000% a branding play because it may make 1,000 dials, followed up with one email. That is 1,000 businesses that I just hit up. So either you have a bad image or a good image. So take that away. Comment Ice Ice Baby. And if we can get 15 people in here, 15 commercial cleaners, we'll do a cold calling masterclass for everybody. I'll even pick up the phone in front. Whatever we got to do.
Love it. All right. Well, let's end on that, man. Appreciate you talking some cold calling and talking some shop on here.
Appreciate it.
And
Appreciate it.
you got the offer from Angel, and I'll back that. And we promise to make it worth your time. If we get 15 people to comment "Ice Ice Baby" throughout the next few weeks on this post, we'll go ahead and put together a masterclass. All right, man. We'll talk to you here soon.
Boom. Later, man. See you soon.